So about 25 years ago, back in the late 90s, I had a chance meeting on the streets of Toronto with someone who was working with the homeless, and he had mentioned that someone had come in without shoes, and I had a pair of shoes. I knew I had extra shoes in my car, actually. I said, hey, well, you know, maybe he's my size, maybe he's not. Take these, and if they're not his size, please give them to someone else. And that one chance meeting kind of started the reuse shoe program here at Running Free. And you know, when you work with the homeless, you realize that that really the homeless are not any different than you are. They're just people in a certain circumstance that happen to be homeless at the moment. But they're just people. There are families, there are friends, there are neighbors. And so it's hard not knowing that there are people suffering and not doing anything about it, at least for me. At that time, I was also very conscious about what was going on in the environment. We were depleting all the resources of the world, of course, for our consumption needs. And I felt that resources were a lot more precious than we were treating them. And I wondered, you know, what happened to the shoes after my customers were finished with them. And I knew they were still in pretty good shape. They were still usable for the most part, but many of them were ending up in landfills in Ontario. So we decided to start asking our customers to bring in their used shoes, their gently used shoes as we call them, so that we could repurpose them. We could downcycle them onto feet of people around the world who just don't have access to brand new footwear. Tonight there's going to be about 6,000 people living on the streets in Toronto, sleeping on the streets in Toronto. And if that stat doesn't shake people up, I don't know what will. These are our neighbors, and we need to take care of them. And people like Homeless Connect, for example, agencies around Toronto who are there to lend a helping hand, are incredibly important, essential actually at this point, because we collectively have allowed this problem to grow. And so without people like Homeless Connect, you know, where would the homeless be? What would their lives be? The circular economy is really about getting the most out of the resources that we extract, and helping and being a positive player within our own community, and being a partner rather than just a retailer. If you have shoes that you have in a closet that someone else can use and they're just sitting in your closet, bring them by. We'll make sure that we get it onto people's feet. You know, I think sometimes that I get more out of what I give, and so just made it a habit. You know, it's that easy.